Hi, Sarah here with a layout process video for you today. This one is for UK Scrap Addicts, so if you're viewing this on my personal channel, please go and check out the rest of the UK Scrap Addicts team over on that YouTube channel so you can see lots more inspiration. And if you're watching it on UK Scrap Addicts and you like my layout, then please subscribe to my channel, which will be linked below over there too. So for this month we're doing multiple photographs, so we're using more than 3 or more photos on our layouts, and I decided to use 4 small photos in a grid. As you can see, I've laid down some texture paste, and now that I know whereabouts I want my photos, I'm now just adding a little more here and there around the edge to make sure that it's peeking out from behind the main bit of my layout so that the whole lot doesn't get covered up. Next up, I'm just adding some white ink spray with a paintbrush, and I'm adding that all the way around the edge just to give an extra bit of messiness all around the edge. And then I'm moving that to one side to dry, and while that does dry, I'm going to work on my paper layers behind each of my photos. I want to create like mini layout sort of photo clusters for each of these ones, so each one has its own papers behind it. And I'm also going to add some of this ribbon here for a bit of extra texture, and then I'm just varying where I put the ribbon. On some I put it under the first paper layer, and on others I put it directly under the first photograph. And again with the papers, for a bit of variety, I'm going to be doing some that are a little more solid with the pattern, and others that are a little bit more of a rainbow going on with the pattern, and just varying that through the layers, working my way back through down to the bottom layer of paper. Now I wanted to add a little bit of a dark layer just to help the papers pop, so I go for a patterned one on 2 of them and then just black and white on the others, which is the opposite to what I had last time, which was on the rainbow. And finally, because I'd gone for a dark one, I want an extra layer on the bottom, so I've gone for a patterned on 2 of them and then a aqua pattern, but mostly one colour on the others. So there's a nice variety, but there's still consistency within each little layer. And now that I'm happy with those layers, I'm going to measure, which is something I never really do, except because I am creating a grid layout, I want them to be fairly even. So I'm measuring whereabouts the centre is, and now I'm going to go through each one of these little photo clusters and add some foam, ruffle up the edges of my paper with my scissors. You could use a distress tool to do this if you don't want to be using the blade of a scissors. And just layering things up, adding in more foam. I think I add foam on the bottom, then on the under the third paper layer, and then I'm adding in my ribbon as well, which I do secure down with some of this 3D gloss gel, which just helps it stick a lot better. And then adding my photo on top. And so I've shown you the first one that I did. I will skip the rest and just show you the end of the final one once they're all done, because I work the same process through all of them. And I'm using the I Love Crafting collection today by Echo Park. I got mine from Lottie Loves Paper, so I will link that shop below. That's a UK scrapbook shop as well as a kit club, so if you want to go and check that out, there will be a link below for that. And I think I'm pretty much done now with my paper layers, and then I'll be able to move on to embellishing. I have the sticker sheets and the ephemera and tags, I think, from this collection, so I do use just the things from the collection today. And I use foam just to add on the back of my title, which is going in the centre there, just to boost it up, but I do end up taking 1 layer of the foam off and just having 2 layers because I want it to be flush to the photos rather than slightly higher. I didn't like it being higher than the photo, so I just peeled 1 layer off there, as you saw. And now I've just stuck the stickers to my hand, and I'm just deciding where I want them to go. I basically want one for each photo, but not all in the same place. I do end up taking out the paint because I just think it's too bulky, and I switch that in for some ribbon instead, a little ribbon sticker, and I find that that looks a little neater. It's not sticking out as much anymore. And then I do go through all the stickers. I've got 2 of the sticker sheets, so I got every single button that I could find and just added them instead of adding, say, enamel dots or sequins, which I would probably usually do. I do end up taking out that one yellow one though, because I only had one yellow and it ended up sort of showing up a little bit too much. But I do end up using this yellowy gold ink by Lindy's Stamp Gang as a final touch, just to bring out, because the yellow isn't is in all the papers and things, but it's kind of a minor colour, I suppose. So I wanted to just bring that out a little more, just to add a little bit more colour to my background. And that is my layout done. So thanks for joining me today. Do make sure you go and check out what everyone else has created for this month's theme, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!